Maximum Barnage. I never got a chance to ask them whose game this is, and we are underway here.
Alright, we're starting right now. And in this chest we have received 3 bombs. That is quite good, because in Escape there is a bombable wall near the end, and most of the time runners will try and farm bombs off of enemy drops. But getting bombs right at the start means that you don't have to do that. It means you can go fast right away.
That is correct. Now, in terms of their current records on challenge, it is 4 and 6 for Maximum Barnage, and 2 and 4 for argelxd. There's our map check. Looks like 3 crystals in the light world. And there's our... What? Okay. Well, this is going to be a 5-minute escape.
Boots are nice. Everyone loves their boots.
So with the boots, it's going to be make things fairly easy. Also, they got those 3 bombs at the start. Now they're useless because we can just block the wall open into the escape sequence. There's no way they're going to miss those items now. And there's the small key we'll need for the sewers. And it looks like we have a swamp thing instead of a regular link for Argel. I don't know what that sprite is.
I will check very quickly what it is.
Meantime, getting some pretty textbook quick kills here. Barner's going with the door poke. Yeah, both runners have the boots. Both runners obviously have the starting sword. Look at that. We're already down in the basin 3 minutes in. And they even got a nice heart container so that they don't die as easily. Which is a thing, although it doesn't protect us from the sand crabs if we go to Ice Rod Cave just yet. We're still going to take 2 hits before death there. So far this is just the escape sequence as we know and love. Or loves, depending on someone else. With the standard course, this is required. So now the question is, what are our runners going to do? They don't have any rupees right now.
I don't know. I wouldn't be overly concerned with rupees. You can get some from tree poles. Plus, our runners will get an extra check at the bonk rocks coming out of Sanctuary, since we do have those nice early boots.
Yes, although, depending on if we don't get money or not, I might not actually go to Kakariko with this start. It's one of the rare times that I would rather go check South Shore when you don't need rupees. I've seen that play bite people, but at the same time, it's looking like the most this one that'll make the most sense, given their lack of rupees. Because you ideally want 100 rupees for bottle merchants so you can get them on the first pass.
I mean, you say that like people don't go to Kakariko right away in an open seat with 0 rupees anyway.
I suppose that is true.
I don't think there's anything wrong with going to Kakariko right now, because we do have boots. That means that we can actually get the library item. Usually runners just check what that item is and then leave because we can't get it yet. But, you know, early boots. lets you have access to those checks. And so here we see that bonk wall that Wolflink was talking about earlier. You can just bonk that wall, blows it open. You can do that with a couple of other walls in the game.
Okay, Kakarika's the play. Hi there, Flute. Yeah, they're gonna want that online. We have a lot of mobility within the first 6 minutes.
This is going to be one fast-paced seed.
Or is it lulling us into a false sense of security and it's actually one of the slowest seeds because of that one item location that no one's going to check? It is a possibility.
No. It's at least a fast seed in terms of moving around.
Yeah. And they're not checking that chest because it is just the map. Good knowledge on both their parts. And like I said, this is game 2, but I don't know which one of these two picked the settings tonight. So hopefully someone in chat knows that and we can tell you that as well. Well, just in case you didn't have the means to check that back door, those 3 chests in escape, here's the gloves.
And just an absolute flood of progression starting off the seed. Getting boots, flute, gloves. Alright, what's next? What are we gonna see next? What do you think?
Required item in Lumberjack, because we're about to check it.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That is
that's a vote. That's a required item.
Cognitive. You just completely called that.
I know my luck.
Alright, so now that almost 50% of the items that we've seen so far have been progression, our runners must do Aghanim 1. We will for sure be seeing Aghanim 1 the seed because we need that bow.
And hey, there's a bottle for Sick Kid. So here's the nice thing. Little jab at Andy there, the champion. I believe that was one of his earlier rando days.
Yeah, some of the NPCs say some funny things if you bother to talk to them. There's one in the village, too.
I think it's a tribute to times when they forgot one location and it just absolutely wrecked them. Because the one outside Crystal was talking about the bow. The chicken hut.
Alright, we're getting our first look at Kakariko right here.
Just some bombs to start us off. One of the 2 singular rupees. Okay. Okay! I can get behind those items.
Seed.
Ice Rod and Flippers.
Seed, please stop giving us progression already, okay? Oh my god! What is going on?
I expected a troll, but at this point, we got rid of most of the trolly items in the game. The Ice Rod's been found. That was the Ice Rod, right?
That was the Ice Rod. It was definitely bluish.
Imp! Okay, Moon Pearl. We even have Dark Necklace right here in Kakariko.
Half magic.
Half magic.
What is happening? What's
next?
happening
The hammer? What's next? The hammer? Come on. I want to see it.
Nope, it's gonna be mirror.
That works too, I guess.
Oh my goodness, this is absolutely insane.
Oh, why can't I get seeds like this? And the flute is now becoming activated for both of our runners. Sadly, neither one of them also has enough rupees to check the merchant just yet, but let's take the money. It's a quick flute to 3. Need to come back to it.
I am just bewildered. What is happening here?
Yeah, both runners with Titus Mints, both runners with flute, both runners with flippers, ice rod.
Alright, and we have both runners heading into the Dark World with 4 hearts.
Yep. And there's our Dark World map check. Skull Woods and Misery Mire are our pendants. Oh no! But so is Swamp as a green. And I believe our 5-6 we're at, yes, Thieves Town and Turtle Rock. So there's our troll item. Written out plain as day. It will be the hook shot.
I don't know, you say that. Every time we think there isn't going to be more progression, we find more progression.
Oh, I don't know. That hookshot could be anywhere. It could even be against tower at this point.
If you're just coming in right now and you see maximum bonage in C-shaped house 10 minutes into the seed, this is a regular seed. There is nothing weird going on here. It's just way too much progression.
You might also be wondering why Barnage's tracker is showing power glows at its height. I don't know. We'll hopefully get that relatively soon. And you know what? It can't be a fire-up pet either. Someone is asking that in chat. Because we have Skull Woods as one of our 3 pendants. What we could have, though... No, we can't have Lamp on pendant either, because that's Misery Mire is our 3rd pendant. But the seed is more or less wide open to them, with the exception of Death Mountain.
Like, seriously, what seeds do you see people checking the bombable hut before the chicken hut? Come on.
Yeah, we could have medallions on ped. We could. There's a lot of stuff that could be on pedestal right now, but it is still. With 12 minutes in, we are still way too early to consider ped right now. Just look at all of our items here. Look at how loaded this seed is.
Okay, we have our first bit of proper divergence. We've got Maximum Bartage heading into Thieves Town while Orgel is going down to do the digging game. Or, I guess, check the race game first because he hasn't done that yet.
And I didn't see what it was because the HUD blocked it. What was that?
I think it was just a red rupee.
Oh, and there's only...
that red rupee might actually be useful because Orgel doesn't have enough money to play the digging game.
And we found the red boomerang.
Oh, going with the inverted strats here. Playing this archery game to get some money.
Yeah, and I actually learned a little bit of a tell here. You stand next to the guard, or the drummer, and you look at the curtain. When the target you're aiming for is lined up with the second curtain, like in the middle, usually if you aim when it's there, shoot when it's there, you will get money.
Yep, it's a consistent way to be able to net the maximum 104 rupee prize.
Okay, what the heck? Maximum Barnage finding the hook shot in Thieves Town.
What were you saying, Obi, about hookshot being a troll item? I don't think so.
This seed is just handing everything to the player. There's no place they can't go. With the exception of a handful of dungeons because we were missing our hammer, but still, that's gonna be happening soon enough, let's be real.
Maximum leaving Thieves Town does make a bit of sense. He doesn't have the hammer yet. Doesn't want to risk some item being in the basement.
And just a reminder, folks, we did see the bow at Aga 1, so we at least have that accounted for, but we have no lamp currently, or no master or cape in order to get up Aga Tower just yet. But really, with the way this seed is set up, unless we have progression locked behind the bow, we can just save it for last. We can go get that bow whenever we want.
Is this even version 30? Yeah, I don't know. This might not actually be V30. Some of the earlier builds had much higher progression counts in the overworld. That is a joke. This is version 30, I'm pretty sure. But like, this is honestly not looking very much like a V30 steed.
And yes, as a reminder, folks, we do still need the bow for our 2 crystal dungeons that are Eastern Palace and Pod. So all the other swords and the cape cannot be all in the tower at once. There's at least 1 sword or the cape available for our runners to go to Aga 1. Where they are, we don't know yet. So, Westbound, where do you think we're going to be going next as we see Hype Cape here?
Mirror check Dam, Mini Moldworm Cave, and do flipper checks. Actually, flipper checks might not be a great idea. We don't have the 500 rupees necessary. Okay, silver arrows, sure.
That's a 2 out of 10, Hype Cave. Swords are nice, but we know where the bow is, and the rest of the cave is kind of garbage. So now we're going to see the final check here with the purple chest. Well, that solves the money issues on Argel's side. And does Argel have the hookshot? I don't know. Argel doesn't go into Thieves Town.
He does not have the hookshot.
Yeah, the hookshot was in Thieves Town. Maximum Burn is the only one of the 2 to dip.
Which means that hookshot could hypothetically become important. Honestly, I'm not expecting it to, considering that Thieves Town is a pretty common dungeon to go into, and I'm pretty sure it's a crystal, so there's no reason to put it off. But I don't know, it just depends on how this gets routed, just because this has been so insanely open so far. We could see that become relevant.
Yeah. The thing about the Thieves Town is it's a 5-6, which makes it even more valuable, but our runners lack the hammer to make sure they don't leave an item behind. And Burns is diving into swamp.
It actually does. It makes some sense to me, actually, because she's going to mirror here to check those chests anyway, so it's just a quick little drop into here just to absolutely make sure that hammer is not in that chest.
Yeah, you're already here, and you get the information that if you find the big key, there's armor or a mail upgrade in that chest, so it's worthwhile.
Plus, not even, the hint too is pretty helpful. Just because, like, you don't know what it is. It could be a hint telling you where, say, the hammer is. There's not very many items for me to say where the hint could be pointing.
Yeah. And it's a shame it's not in inverted mode, because they're not going to be checking the hint at Ice Rod Cave anytime soon. Well, in the Dark World version of Ice Rod Cave. It's underneath that boulder. I saw it checked only once in all the seeds I've seen thus far, and that was during a key sanity.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Alright, so we got Ether as our minor medallion.
Yeah.
Although Mayo is not a crystal, so that might wind up being not required. We will need at least one medallion to enter Turtle Rock, though.
That's correct. And that hint at Dark Eyes is actually very useful to the runner because that told him where the big key for El Vivo's Bane was. And just bombs a trigger board. And a trap guard as well on Barnish's head. Somehow, Barnish did not get hit by that guard. Neither did it get aggroed.
Might have been a frame rule.
That was a somewhat impressive feat.
So we have Orgel over here going to the desert and mire area to sort of clean it up. Though we can't enter Misery Mire because we don't have ether, and we can't complete desert because we don't have a fire source. We can still dip into desert and
I think Barnes
possibly...
is up. Oh, he didn't quite do it, but what Barnes was doing there, going back to the Ice Rock Cave, he was setting up something called the Water Walk glitch, something you can do with boot setup. Which, if he got it, even though he has the flippers, it would let him stand on the water, which means he could use his boots to dash, making these checks a lot faster.
Although it does look like Barnage is gambling on some, at least 80 rupees being in these next couple of checks coming up here so that he can pay off the great scammer Zora. You can perform Water Walk with flippers, but there are a couple of differences. Normally in Water Walk, if you dash over shallow water, you will not... It'll just act like you went over ground. But if you have the flippers, it'll actually cause you to swim if you go over shallow water in a Water Walk state. So you can't actually get up to the waterfall with Water Walk and flippers.
Yeah. And we saw the hint here in desert, and there's our cape. Which means we are now a lamp away from Aga 1. And we had a key on the torch too, so those boots are required.
And just to reiterate, we do have to do Aghanim 1 because we did get Bow at Lumberjack.
That's correct. And the hint in desert, as I was alluding to, just told us what the green pendant was. It is just cash. Nothing we need.
And here we have Maximum Bondage heading over to Desert and Mire, presumably to clean up the same checks that Orville just did.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
there's gonna be a lot of... Sorry, go on.
Yeah, Orgel is heading back over to Village of Outcasts area, although it looks like he's actually going over to East Dark World, or possibly Skullwoods. Yeah, East Dark World, it looks like.
Bumper Cave to check the Bumper Cave item, and then probably do Graveyard Ledge to check the item above the pose.
Plus, you can hit up King's Tomb while you're here using the mirror.
Yeah. And if you were really feeling bold, you'd go further east, check Catfish, Mirror, and then do all the Zora checks over in the domain.
I think that might actually be what he's going for here, because that is a very efficient route.
Yeah. Get a lot of quick checks done here. The only way this bites him is you can't check the mushroom, but we have the flute. That's a fairly fast check and one we can easily isolate. For now. Alright, Kingston, what do you got for us today? Is anything good? Yeah, I'd qualify that as good. We have the fire rod there. Alright, so what are we missing for Gomo? We're missing the hammer, we're missing the lamp. And we're missing whatever medallion we need for Turtle Rock.
We also need the Cane of Samaria.
Yeah,
And,
that's it.
and a sword upgrade, actually.
Yeah.
You can't always take those for a given. Sometimes they're just buried in pendant dungeons.
Or in this case, they might all be in Ganon's Tower. Like, altering them right next to each other.
That would be quite amusing. Here you go. Have a forced fighter's sword cold stare.
Someone is asking who needs lamp. In this instance, I would say get the lamp, even though it's not required by in a sense of our runners. Because we have to do the Dark Aghanim climb, if otherwise. Our bow is at Lumberjack.
Dark Aghanim climb is, I think,
nasty. Just
little... Nasty. I think people make it scarier than it actually is. Especially if you have Fire Rod, that makes it a lot better.
Well, here's the thing. I've said this once, I'll say it again. Out of all the dark rooms, Dark Egg is one I absolutely refuse to learn. If I'm expected to go up there, I want to see the lamp.
But what if you have a seed like this? Then
Still
maybe you would want to know it.
Still want to see the lamp. It might cost me several minutes, but I want to see the lamp. And the old man somehow got a book for the library over in Kakariko.
What was he doing with that book? It's pitch dark in the cave. You couldn't read it.
Yeah, his cave's well lit. He was just probably handing it to us to return to the library or something. And Zora just cuts off a zero and returns to you the change.
It's a 10% return on investment.
I suppose. We don't need all that money anyway.
So we've got both of our runners on Death Mountain right now. Maximum Carnage heading up to Tower of Hera area. You're going to use that book you just procured from the old man to check the Ether Tablet, which is a heart container. Probably not worth going back for.
Well, it depends on if you have to do Turtle Rock. The Turtle Rock's not your last dungeon. I'd probably go for it, and the off chance it was Snake Heart, just for a quick refill before the climb. But if Turtle Rock's the last dungeon, I'm already healed. Okay. That hint will at least tell Argel to go back to Thieves Town. We know that the unique item in there was the hook shot. Whether or not there's more, though, we have yet to find out.
What's the story of the seed so far? We get approximately 10 items worth of progression in the first 9 minutes, and bows on Lumberjack.
Yeah. We basically have... The seed basically just handed this to everything that our runners needed for full exploration of both Light and Dark World. Titan's Mitts, its flute, mirror, boots. Yeah, you can see everything they have there. Oh! Okay.
Now, that hint probably refers actually to the old man, because the old man has the book.
I don't think it does. I think that relates to an item that's literally in a dark room.
No, old man is one of the possible flags. There are not very many items that can be referred to by that, but there's old man, the steward's chest, and 4 chests in Palace of Darkness. And I believe that is it.
Oh, right. The hint says it's a blind hideout. I guess that would be the gloves then.
Or the flippers. Or the ice rod.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff at blind tie out. So I guess that wasn't as good information as all. Ooh, Argel!
Falling directly onto a piece of collision.
I had to really look into the hint database more, because apparently that does count.
Yeah, the hint system is pretty interesting. There are a lot of different potential outcomes. So now that Maximum Bond just finished up Tower of Hera, heading down to the base of Death Mountain to use the hookshot across this bridge and go over to East Death Mountain. And because we have the mitts, we can also clear the Dark World version of this at the same time.
Yes, which... kind of interesting that Barnage didn't go use the portal and then just mirror in front of the upper entrance as we drop down into the lower. It's weird. There's our Master Sword, though. Finally have a sword upgrade.
So, Argel does not have the hookshot. He will not be able to get over to East Mountain.
There's a third sword upgrade.
See, it's not done yet. It's still gonna shower the runners with items.
Well...
and so, lacking the hookshot, it looks like Argel is going to head over to... not Eastern Palace, I'm not sure. Hobo?
Yeah, doing the flipper checks, which makes sense. Has a lot of rupees here.
Oh, okay, okay. Sure. Sure. This is a great seed, okay. I'm at a loss for words. It never stops.
Now we just need the hammer. There's Ether. That lets us check Misery Mire. And with the knowledge of the hookshot, we can actually full clear Misery Mire.
Although it might be a lot more worthwhile to check what the medallion for Turtle Rock is, since that's a crystal.
That's true. Although Maximum does not have the fire rod.
Yeah, lacking the fire rod could cause some issues there.
Well, he also doesn't have the hammer, so he can't go and do Turtle Rock even if he did have the fire rod.
Yeah, no hammer.
Man, that must have been Hospital's favorite arrow if he kept it in the back room like that. There's the blue cane as well. Jeez.
Yeah, blue cane is it's just blue cane. Not that useful. Okay.
And that looks like Bombos to me. There's our hammer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Okay. Sure.
Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Argel is now getting the hook shot. But
yeah,
now we have the hammer. And Maximum Barnage will be getting the Cane Samaria. So, we are a Bombos medallion away from no mode. Well, if you want to consider the true logic of the seed, I guess we also just don't know where the lamp is yet, but that's just some extra information at that point.
Yeah, some extra information. Weren't you the one saying that you wanted a lamp always for Aghanim's Tower?
Yeah, I'm saying I want it. I'm not sure about these runners.
So the big blockading item here for Maximum Barnage is going to be the Fire Rod. And
or the lamp, depending on which fire source he finds first.
Well, he is going to need the fire rod eventually for Total Rock.
Yes, but he might. But it depends on which one he wants for to decide with his Aga climb.
So we have Argel leaving Thieves Town, picking up that all-important hookshot, which grants access to something like 3 or 4 items at this point. Using it immediately to head over to the location where he has to use it, East Death Mountain.
Both hammers. The hammer, both swords upgrades that we found thus far, both canes. It's just a big hit after big hit here on this race. We're giving our tracker a lot of work tonight, so shout out to Creative for keeping all these items up to date for us.
Barnage, where are you going? Are you going to do fully fireless Aga 1? That's a power move.
Yeah, that's a power move, alright. I think he is going to do it. Yep. He is climbing Aga 1 in the dark.
Here we go.
You are a braver man than I am, sir. And if you can do this, well played to you.
Yeah, I usually want at least fire rod for this, but fully fireless is a feat.
And yes, we have, and again, folks, we have the bow at Lumberjack Cave, so Aga 1 is 100% required today. He is guarding progression this time around. And while we're waiting for Max and Bars to get out of the dark here, and just to catch you guys up for what items we're missing here, we're missing Bombos. We don't know where it is. We're missing the lamp, which Barnage certainly doesn't care about it. As far as the fire rod goes, that's in King's Tomb.
Yeah, Argel decided to take the path through North Yarkville to get over to Catfish and Zora, and therefore managed to pick up the fire rod in King's Tomb before Maximum Barnage did. Although King's Tomb is not very far from a sanctuary save and quit, so that might be not too hard to get. On the other hand, it depends on whether he finds better things to do first.
And if you have a source for, or any sort of these dark rooms, they are allowed, because, well, they're the same regardless. The only thing randomized is the chest contents, which Castle Tower, you can't randomize them at all because you need both keys.
I'm trying to remember where Ether was because we've gotten so many items, I don't even remember where they are.
Ether. Oh, where was Ether? I'm trying to remember too.
I think Spiral Cave.
Yeah, so Argo will be checking that soon.
Yeah, no sense in leaving behind Spiral Cave. And Maximum Bartage moving through Aghanim's Tower in the dark.
He's through the hard part. He's past the pits.
Yeah, alright, this is the last dark room.
He's through! Well played, Barnage!
Oh.
And a unique item in the compass of the Western Wing of Swamp Palace. You know, I will laugh if that Western Wing item is our lamp.
It might be. It might also be Bombos. Okay, you know, it could be the shovel.
He might go check it.
Honestly, even if you know it's there, that might still be a more last resort check, just because like you know Unique's item there, but you still don't want to go into Swamp Palace.
Well, oh yeah, it is our green pendant, and we know the green pendant's not worth. Still, if it's our go mode item, we might as well dive the dungeon at least.
Considering Maximum Barnage is going to have access to bow right after this Aga 1 fight. Oh.
We're seeing Argel just go straight to Swamp. We might get this information without Barnage is knowing it. So how many blue balls do you think Ag's gonna shoot at our runner?
3.
3? Fair guess. I'm gonna say 4. And for those wondering, this is a seeded pattern. Both runners will get the same logic. Should they die, and they shouldn't, the pattern will change. So whatever one runner gets, the other will get. And this also applies to Aga 2 as well as Ganon. Basically takes out the RNG and makes it a little more fair in that aspect.
It also applies to every boss in the game, actually. Every boss will have the exact same patterns.
Really?
Although, it really only matters for bosses like Mothula and Landmolus, where the RNG actually matters. That's so far 3 blue balls, I think. And that would make it 4. Wait, no. Yeah, that's 4. Okay.
Yeah, 4's to recycle.
Good
what
job,
is with
Wolf.
me calling? I called it. What?
You've been calling everything.
It's like I know this seed. I didn't generate this. I had nothing to do with this. Pyramid only has 10 arrows. So Argel is still here in Swamp. Unlike Barnage, I don't think they are comfortable doing Aga in the dark. So hopefully this does lead to Lamp for them on the left side. Of course, Lamp and Bombs could be in here at the same time for all we know.
Aghanim 1 is required for Lumberjack because before defeating Aghanim 1, there are, well, Lumberjacks sawing at the tree. After you defeat Aghanim 1, they get bored and move to another tree, and then you can bonk into the tree to reveal an entrance into the stump.
Yes, but defeating Aga 1 is a double-edged sword in this case, because while we made that check available to us, we've also made the majority of the overworld enemies a lot more difficult. We have a lot more aggressive guards than we would normally see. And there's some even in the peaceful Kakariko town.
He's got Tempered Sword, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
I believe Argel decided to skip the left side, which we know there's a unique item on the left side from the hint that Barnage picked up in Aghanim's tower.
Well, Argel might just be checking the full dungeon.
Although I believe we got map in the chest below the big chest. So, I don't know. If you're gonna check the whole dungeon, then if you see a map in there, you wouldn't want to go over here first and then back to the left side. Yeah, looks like he's possibly just going for a straight clear. Might redouble dip the dungeon, but I think that's a little slower.
Well, it's not going to be too much slower because once Argel goes to the last item out of the left side, it can just mirror out of the dungeon. Whereas Argel would have to walk back and then go back on the north side.
I think it's faster to walk back than to walk from the start of the dungeon. But anyway. The hint in Aghanim's tower said that there is a unique item in the left side swamp. But Argel doesn't have that knowledge.
That is correct. The hint was in Aga Tower Beyond the Dark.
And here we see Maximum Bondage heading through Thieves Town, ripping through all the enemies with that nice and shiny tempered sword that you usually in vanilla wouldn't have until after this dungeon.
That's correct, because in vanilla, the Titans are here. And Argel is leaving that item behind.
Well, we know there's a unique item there, but what is it? Who knows?
That turns out to be Bombos. Argel doesn't know that was a huge mistake. Barnage, however, might check left side and just nope out of the dungeon, which, for all we know, could be the smart play. And also, Argel did leave the blue mail behind as well.
I mean, that hint could be a lot of things. We have a lot of unique items unaccounted for. We've got the Quake Medallion, which is, as far as we know, actually we do know, Quake Medallion is completely useless. Could be Shovel, could be Bug Net, could be Mushroom or Powder or whatever.
So yeah, I see the merit in leaving the item behind, along with the blue mail. I somewhat am curious why I left the blue mail behind, because, oh, self is okay, I guess.
Doesn't need blue mail.
Yeah.
Alright. So. Barton is heading over to Digging Game, which Argel did a lot earlier, actually.
So, Barnage is probably going to clean up some overworld and then do Pod Eastern. Although, we're expected at the lamp, so where? We can assume that the lamp's in Swamp at this point. We should assume the lamp's in Swamp because it's not in a location that would be locked by the lamp.
Did Barnage clear Hammer Pegs? I think he just went right past it. Unless he did it earlier.
He did not have the hammer, so he missed. So he forgot to do that check.
And here we have the Lumberjack, that frustrating item location that makes you do Aghanim 1. Today, it has the bow.
And there we go, bow online from Maximum Barnage, and we'll begin the Fire Rod as well. So this will put Barnage able to clear all but Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock requires the Bombos medallion, and we have yet to find that. And if you care about the logic, which none of us really do, to be fair, we also need the lamp, but if you know your dark rooms, it's more of a what's the word?
Safety.
Bonus. It's more of a bonus, I'd say. It's not the word I was thinking of, but it fits.
And we have Argel over here on Blind.
Luxury, that was the word.
Yeah, luxury item makes sense. And Argel finishing up Thieves Town at the same time as Maximum Bondage picking up the Fire Rod.
Yep, so there's the fire source of Maximum Bondage. And not wasting any time, going straight to Pod in Eastern.
Makes sense to me. You've got two dungeons, 8 items total. You can fully clear them. I don't see why not.
Oh, we have more than 2 dungeons. We have, with that fire up, we can clear Eastern, we can clear Desert, we can clear Pod, we can clear Ice, we can clear Misery Mire, we can clear Swamp. The only dungeon we can't even touch, we cannot touch, is Turtle Rock, because of that Bombos Medallion. We are 1 item away from go mode on Barnage. And it is not a graveyard that the pegs.
Barn is using this mirror portal to quickly check the hospital up, and cleverly waits for just a moment right before Kiki, the Kiki trigger, because if you are flashing with invincibility frames, then Kiki won't start following you, which is a bit irritating, to be honest. Also, Argel actually sort of went to digging game, but turned out to not have enough rupees to play it earlier, so I was slightly mistaken there, clearing it now.
Yeah, I thought that as much. And there has been a Zora check. There's Bombos!
Okay.
Partisan go mode!
Alright, that is a 51-minute go mode. Alrighty, sure. What a wonderful seed this has been. Also, 8 hearts. I'd just like to point out 8 hearts.
8 hearts, green mail, let's go!
And Argel heading into Ice Palace, which might have the lamp, maybe. Maybe has the lamp.
It's most likely Swamp at this point, considering that unique item hit. But yeah, with Barnage and Go mode, just has to clear the dungeons, so hoping for a big key on this side. As well as a small key. But it's gonna be 2 small keys because of the key logic. 4 have to be made available in the front half.
It can still be, it can be 1 small key there. On the right side.
Well, the front half has to have a combined total of 4 small keys available to you, at the very minimum. Just to account for any sort of door lock shenanigans. And Barnage knows, because of that chest item right there, that the key in the basement and the key at the vanilla big key spot, or the 2 chests there, are small keys. So he's just gonna go straight to the back.
Excellent awareness of the key logic there. Palace of Darkness has really frustrating key logic, honestly.
Oops. That seemed like it was a dash cancel trigger. Sometimes you'll get sucked back up the stairs from a dash.
I don't remember what causes suction stairs there. I know it's something. Also, I think Barnage just picked up the big key from that dark chest. Big key doesn't show up in the dark, so it looks like it just mirrored out.
In tile here. The boost is near your uncle. Thanks, game.
It's only a standard seed. We only knew that from about 1 minute in.
Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, has the big key. So this is Barnage's race to lose here, and it can really be summed up to knowing the dark rooms really well.
Yeah, that Dark Aggro one absolutely was crucial to the routing of the seed, being able to get the bow, pulling you over to Palace of Darkness even though you don't have the lamp. And
yeah.
if you, given that we don't know the bow the lamp's location, it is probably in some terrible out-of-the-way location, like, for example, that unique hint item in, Left Side Swamp. And so, we don't know where it is, and not having that lamp is pulling Argo away from Aghanim 1.
I would dare say that Argo just doesn't know the dark rooms of Aghanim 1, so that's what's really holding Argo back. And
I mean, I don't blame him for not knowing the dark room. It's not a very common one, I think, to know.
And that reminds me, I don't think we ever did figure out who was the seed pickers for this race. I never was able to talk to them ahead of time.
I suppose we'll just have to ask after the race then.
Yeah. And if you needed a safety, there's a fairy bottle in ice. But Helmasaur gave you a blue potion.
Yeah, I'll take a free blue potion any day.
That's gonna be more than enough.
And now Barnage gets to mirror straight over to Eastern Palace, which he hasn't even been in yet. This is a single dip Eastern.
Yeah. And we're actually getting information in chat that it was Argo who did choose these settings. I was starting to get a gut feeling just now, but I wanted to be asked to be sure. Because the experience difference here with the lamplet, with Barnage being more comfortable with dark rooms, certainly is showing here.
Here we have our goal going up against the hated Cold Stare.
Yeah. Fire, though, will make short work of the puffs. There they go. Burn to the ground. And all for your first shield. Well, better than nothing, I suppose.
It's literally not better than nothing. It causes lag. It makes you go slower.
I mean, I'll accept the fire shield, but none of the other ones, really. Fire shield at least has some utility. And you can still throw it away when you're done with it.
I'm really just curious where that lamp is, just because we don't know. I mean, like, we're thinking it's in Left Side Swamp because of that hint, but really it could be anywhere.
That's right.
Could have that lamp in Misery Mire.
You know the really sad part is? Argo is gonna get the hint as a redundant hint if we find it. Because that hint was behind the Dark Rooms of Aghanim 1.
Yeah, hints are not currently placed with any sort of logic behind them. So you can get, for example, a hint saying that there are gloves there are gloves somewhere in Ice Palace, or you could get another example. You could get the hammers in Hookshot Cave inside Turtle Rock, which is a real hint that I did get. Or, for example, you can get one of my favorites is Ether requires the boots in Desert Palace with Ether on the torch, right there.
So, for those there's another shield. So we're at least guaranteed that fire shield, I guess. But yes, for those just tuning in Maximum Burner's Instant Go mode, the fire rod was not in his possession when he climbed Aghanim 1, nor the lamp. And he did that with Cane of Samaria and his own knowledge. Very, very impressive Arc Tower climb. That's something I could never do, so I tip my hat to him.
Picking up a potion, I honestly don't blame him. He's got, what, still 8 hearts, right? 9 now. That's still fewer hearts than you'd see in pretty much any game mode except maybe hard or expert difficulty. And this is a normal seed, to be clear. It's not like we're secretly running a hard seed here. This is normal, and we do have 9 hearts in go mode.
Yeah, and Barnage is wasting little time. Gonna go get it. The Lamb Bull is defeated.
Barnage having a little high five right outside the Desert Palace. Although a goal mirror bonking into the wall. It's possible to avoid that mirror bonk if you pull out your bombs, pick up a bomb while you're inside the doorway, and so you can't go through mirror portals while you're holding an item. You'll actually be able to walk freely and avoid bonking in the wall. Oh
no. Poor Argel. Argel's gonna dip Misery Mire, hoping for the lamp. At this point, this is Barnage's race to lose. He's just got so much of a lead right now. And it's building with every movement that he makes.
Wait, so this seed required no pendant dungeons whatsoever? Is what I'm seeing right now. Just because you didn't have to go into Swamp, there's nothing in the Swamp, except maybe the lamp. You didn't have to go into Skullwoods, and you don't have to go into Misery Mire.
Well, if we were going truly by the logic that the seed wanted us to play, which doesn't account for, which it doesn't take Dart Rooms into logic until the lamp. They did. If lamp was in the swamp, they wanted to just go into swamp. But that's it.
I really want to know what that unique item is, just because we got that teaser hint. Oh, there's Quake.
There's Quake.
The useless medallion.
Alright. So into Ice Palace, Maximum Barnage goes. We know that the reward from Cold Steer will be the Fire Shield.
If I was Maximum Barnage, I wouldn't want the Fire Shield. It just causes more lag. I don't want shields. They're not helpful.
Hey, I don't mind the Fire Shield. I've said it already. Fire Shield at least is good against blind.
Not if you have a sword. Any sword will do. Or the Cane of Samaria, or Burna.
Well, Burna lags the game even more than the shield, I would say.
Yeah, but it makes the Fire Shield not helpful. Anyway, we might actually see this hint over here in Misery Mire above the Big Key chest, or as it's also commonly called, the cutscene chest. Since Argel is looking for that lamp, we might see what this hint is.
Some bombs wait in the waterfall.
Indeed they do. We do get to see where our final sword upgrade was.
Huh. Well, hopefully we'll see what's going on here. Or as we get through this Ice Palace. With the bomb jump happening now.
Nice bomb jump there.
Well executed. I see that fun in chat, Elminster. Well played. And Barnage is wasting no time, going straight to the boss.
Here we've got our goals heading into Palace of Darkness without the bow. Will be immediately blockaded by this bomb burst over here, though it is one of the items that he needs. Does he have a potion? I don't remember.
I don't know if he has a potion, but he does have the gold sword in hand. I didn't see where that was.
The final sword upgrade was found in the Misery Mire cutscene chest.
Ah. Neither runner has done Turtle Rock just yet. You're gonna get our first look on Maximum Barnage, and if Lamp is in there, we're most likely gonna find him along the way, unless it's on Laser Bridge. Can't be.
No, Lamp cannot be in Laser Bridge in a non-inverted seed. A non-inverted, non-glitched, non-entrance randomizer seed.
Yeah, inverted is kind of interesting in that you can't backdoor Desert, but you can backdoor Turtle Rock.
Yeah. The best route through Turtle Rock is actually just to go from the back. Anyway, we've got Argel heading through Eastern Palace here without the bow. We will get to see what's in a couple of these chests. Maybe even the lamp. That'd be rather timely, but we have Maximum Barnage heading over to Turtle Rock. Honestly, the biggest factor in this race was just the ability to do Dark Aga.
Yeah. I would say go a little bit more broader than that and say just darkroom navigation in general. Because notice what Argel has not done. Argel has not touched a singular darkroom yet.
I get to see that hint. Actually, we already knew it was on Graveyard Ledge, so not really a big deal there.
And as Turtle Rock opens at 106.40. Man, this thing just flew by. What a seed.
Yeah, it was like an hour ago we come out of Escape, now we're here. It's like, okay.
I guess one could be thankful for the seed given the time of year it is. For us in the States.
I don't know, I like myself some long rando goodness. Anyway, here we go. We get our first look into Turtle Rock. Get big key in that first chest. And we also have Argel heading up to Turtle Rock, looks like. Or possibly falling in a pit. I'm not sure.
Alright, let's see if these two chests here are. Okay, high shovel. That could have a niche use here in case Barnes runs out of arrows, which is extremely unlikely. And yeah, with bombos, Argo's gonna try to see if Turtle Rock is the answer.
I mean, it might be. We don't know. We haven't seen. We've seen very few of the chests in here. All we know is there's a shovel. That shovel could hypothetically lead to the lamp.
Yeah, it was early enough in Turtle Rock that it could.
Turtle Rock only requires lamp to get to Laser Bridge and Trinix. All the other items in here can lead to or be the lamp. I've had lamp in, I think, nearly every location in Turtle Rock.
Yeah. Something requires the cane. I didn't quite see that hint in full.
We might actually get to see it's actually, my guess is it's the shovel requires the cane of Somalia. There are very few locations that quote unquote require the cane of Samaria. There are no hints that will ever say require the cane of Burna, so we know it's Samaria. And one of the few locations that can actually have that is the location that Argel is heading to right now. This this location over here where you... Oh, wait, these torches, sorry, I'm like momentarily forgetting what it's called. Roller room. That's what it is.
Yeah, the map room. Over here, I believe it is. Roller room is the room just before laser... the dark room.
Isn't that crystal roller room?
It could be. I don't remember the names of that, to be honest.
Wondering why Varnish decided to use a key on the big key chest, because he is in go mode, doesn't have to do that, can just steal the key and use it on a different door. Maybe just forgot? I don't know.
There's the lamp.
Alright. Okay.
Everything. So,
Alright.
that was...
Classic.
So, you were intending to go to Turtle Rock as soon as you had all the pieces. So, Argo will be in go mode. With Bombos and the lamp in tow now. Coming up in just a few moments. But it's a very different story here because Varnish is on... Oh, wait. Varnish is on the 7th crystal.
Yeah. After this, he's gonna be going to Ganon's tower.
And we don't have a lot of time, so I'm gonna explain something real quick. So, folks, you all know the game we like to play here. The Star Big Key Guess game. Hold your guesses for the time being. Because once we see Trinex fall, you're going to guess a number between 1 and 22 as to which chest the Ganon Star Big Key will be. If you're a sub or supporter of the channel, when we start the game proper in the chat here, you have the chance to be caught by the bot and have your name put on the leaderboard. And it's not just here on Speaking 2, it's any channel that you have subscribed to or donated 250 bits or more. So we'll get that game started after we see Trinex fall. And you have maybe about 30 seconds between the start of the game and us closing it, so get your guesses primed. Alright, now it's time for Varnish to go fight Trinex. Gonna start with the Firehead as per usual. Let's see if Trinex's movement is gonna be generous to see. Ooh, fast ice shot! And unfortunately, I don't think that was a favorable movement pattern. I think we're not gonna get a quick kill. The bounce is gonna be off.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's gonna work precisely.
Yeah.
It's no big deal. Trinix is not really a particularly difficult boss with Tempered Sword.
Nope, and there is
here, Argo. Yeah. Well, almost go mode. Well, it's sort of go mode to an extent.
And
Argo hits go mode
has a lamp in it, and ladies and gentlemen, get your guesses in. Let him fly. So, actually, where do you think the big key's gonna be?
I'm gonna say 21.
You want to be a slow chest? You know what? I want to keep the speed going here. Chest 1. Let's go.
Okay, if you're gonna say chest 1, then I have to say chest 22. The absolute last one. We're gonna have opposing guesses here.
That's fair. Alright, we're gonna wait on our end for Varnish to go down the stairs and start the basement checks. Most likely the Hope Room before we close the game. Give you guys a couple more seconds.
Alright, close it, close it.
First chest is 50 rupees. And 3 bombs, so it's left side. On the torch. It's a small key, we're gonna be picking that up. And goodbye, Bob.
Meanwhile, as you all partake in your Ganon's Tower guessing games. You got Argel coming up on Trinix. Unlike Barnage, who finished off Trinix as his 7th boss, this will be Argel's 6th boss and 5th crystal.
No. 5th boss, 5th crystal, because Argel has not done either her pod or Eastern without that bow.
But he did clear Swamp Palace, so that's an extra boss. I don't know, how are we counting bosses here?
We're not.
Okay.
We only go by crystals here, because it is defeat Ganon. If it was all dungeons, I would count the bosses.
Wait, so Barnage is heading over to right side now, after the room with the 3 Stalfos, which is commonly called DM's room because of its use in what is called Dark Magician strats. Although this seems to be a variation of Dark Magician strats where you go to Hope Room first. I'm not really understanding here, honestly.
Well, the thing is, I think Barnes wanted to go right side initially, but there was no small key. So he was favoring the right side play regardless.
Oh, that makes sense. So I believe that is the 11th chest in Ganon's Tower that we just picked up in those 4 chests on the right side. So
yes,
now he's going for full right side, going to go all the way over to Ice Horse.
Yeah, I think this might be, this isn't even Pink Edition. Because that one is Stalfos, then Hope, then left side. So if it's a Pink Edition, it's a variation of it. Alright. Almost on ice.
With your wonderful silver arrows causing metric butt tons of lag.
Yeah, lots of lag, but lots of damage. They one-shot pretty much everything. Compass heart piece in the map! Left side it is.
Nice room there, that's hilarious. Okay, just pick up both map and compass.
So this will be item number 16 in the map room? It's either 15 or 16, I've lost count.
It is 16. 16 is map, 17 will be fire snakes, 18, 19, 20, 21 will be randomizer room, and then, you know, everyone knows number 22, our wonderful tile room.
So it looks like I was dead wrong about this Ganon's Tower. I suppose I should have sent at least one curveball to be thrown on these runners. I thought it was a lamp, but apparently not.
Alright, at this point it's an 80% chance to be in tile room and a 20%, an 80% chance to be in randomizer, 20% chance to be in tile room. And meanwhile,
last 5.
Meanwhile, I've got Argel over here, Bob and Aga with some gold sword spins.
18, blue, 19, big key. 20 was the heart piece. 21 was the mirror shield. Okay, mirror shield.
Darn mirror shield.
I will
causing
agree
so
with
much
you.
lag.
Yeah, that one I will agree with you completely. Mirror shield is not worth it at all. But congratulations to... That's a great name! I'm not gonna read that on the stream here, but GG's you. We'll get your name up there on the leaderboard. And a nice full magic drop from Barnage.
It's nice to get magic here, lets you use Fire Rod and Gauntlet. Having the little AoE attack can speed it up a little bit. Alright, Argel has finished up Aghanim 1. Now going to Mirror. And save and quit, presumably to Sanctuary to pick up that bow, taunting him up in Lumberjack the entire seed.
And someone is asking in chat, how is Argel so far behind? Dark Rooms. That is the story of this seed. Argel is not comfortable with Dark Rooms, and Maximum Barnage was so comfortable, did Aghanim 1 without the lamp or the fire rod to light his way. And our lamp was all the way in Turtle Rock and the Big Key chest.
And that's almost Gauntlet finished. Just gonna blast these ground snakes with fire real quick. Are they worms or snakes? Not really sure.
I think they're meant to be, worms. If, you consider Twin Mold part of the Moldorm family from Majora's Mask.
Fire Rod instead of Silver Arrows because of they have less lag, at least partially. And also we use Fire Rod in a lot of vanilla speedruns, so I don't know how familiar Barnage is with those, but it is a bit of a common muscle memory.
Yeah, and also in NMG, I don't think anyone who runs Major, the true fastest route, gets the silvers anyway. And Barnage is probably not feeling too comfortable because a subpar amount of health for the amount of defense he has. Probably hoping that one of the male upgrades is here. Or he could just be checking for maybe like the gold sword or something.
Nah, I'm sure he doesn't need the gold sword.
Wait a minute, he found the powder at some point too.
Where did he get powder?
Or did he not powder those anti-fairies? I could be mistaken. I'm so used to doing that. And... wow! I will not say no to picking up that item from Oldham's chest. That gave him an extra, the 10th heart. Probably feels pretty comfortable now with his Ganon fight going forward.
I mean, Ganon will still deal 8 hearts of damage on contact, and I believe 4 hearts of damage from the Trident. I should really load my Ganon damage values, but he does do a lot of damage, and especially on green mail. So
that looked like it was a double. Oh, this is not a good pattern, though. Especially the blue ball that actually curved a little bit. I think it was due to the iframes. Nice triple.
Nice triple. Okay, the first hit was not a double then. It was the blue balls strike the yellow balls start striking very close together, so they only counted as one hit.
Yeah, iframes. But with Agate 2 down, it is now time for Maximum Barnage to fight the pig. Tempered sword, silver arrows in hand, 12 slashes or 6 spins a phase. in our first two phases, the Trident phase and the Fire Shield phase. Afterwards, it comes down to the Stomp phase, in which, after Ganon does his seeded teleports around the room, he will attempt to shoot a ring of fire around the arena. If we hit him before then, he'll stomp the ground and advance the floor.
Ganon's gonna hold a parade. I'd go to that parade. It's probably pretty cool.
Yeah, after 4 hits in phase 3, we move on to phase 4, the Darkness technique. Barnage will have to keep the lights on, stun Ganon with a sword, and then let loose 4 silver arrows. Very unlikely that he will run out, but in the off chance that he does, it is 3 spin attacks per miss silver arrow. As Ganon begins to teleport, those are what we call the silverless strats.
Barnage gonna pull out the cape. Oh, Barnage is gonna... Sorry, you go.
And we are already on to phase 3 here. Using the cape to great effect there to keep to 1 cycle of phase 2. That being one of the longer phases. Eat up a lot of time. Marcus is not going to get what we call the torch glitch down, but that's fine. Not quite a hit there, but that's the 4th silver arrow, and that is GG to Maximum Barnage. He will be winning this race here, folks. Get your GGs in the chat for him, as we will get you the time shortly.
And Maximum Barnage now finishes the race in first place with a time of 1:26:39 from the SRL timer.
Yes.
And we will be bringing Maximum Barnage in for an interview shortly.
Alright, let's get him in here, shall we? Maximum Barnage, GG's and congratulations on your win. I'm going to start this right off by saying, well played on that Dark Aga climb. That was insanely good.
I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Hey, GG's, thanks for doing commentary, guys.
Yeah, no problem. Now, like I said, that Dark Aga climb was just insane. No fire swords whatsoever.
Oh, I was really satisfied that I hit the key dash on the second door.
Oh, nice! You hit the key dash.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't see it, but that should be obvious.
It would have been difficult to perceive, but I was just like, oh, you know, I'll just go for it. I might get it, and then I got it, and was like, wow, that's pretty cool. So.
Yeah, the name of the story of this city was Darkroom Navigation. Your opponent, Argel, who is now entering Eastern Palace, did not find the lamp until just a few minutes after you did, actually. But because of your Darkroom Navigation prowess, you were in go mode well within that time. Trident X was, of course, your last dungeon.
Yeah, I was pretty pleased with my route as a whole. I think finer execution things weren't so great, but since I'm all but eliminated from the next stage of the tournament, I haven't really been practicing as much, so...
I mean, we can, okay, the Dark Aga, that's pretty cool, but can we talk about the beginning of the seed? Like, what was the Kakariko? What was going on?
It just didn't stop. They just kept giving you stuff. And I was like, wow, you know, Titan's Mitts, it'd be really nice if we got, like, the Moon Pearl, and then it was like, there it is, let's just... I was like, well, maybe I'll hold off until I get Mirror to, you know, do more exploration. It's like, hey, here's the Mirror, so just go explore the game. Have fun.
Yeah, and I'm like, and then here's the thing, I commented on this thing, well, maybe it's something required on Aga 1 because the season's so generous. Sure enough, the bow was there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I always check that, you know, as soon as I get the boots. Like, normally I don't check Lumberjack first, but with the boots already, I was like, well, may as well, you know.
And by the logic of this seed, They wanted you to go up to Turtle Rock after getting all that you needed for it, and then go check that big chest for the lamp, just so you can go do Aga 1 to go do Pot Eastern.
The lamp was a nice gift, like right at the end. It felt really good. I was like, oh, you know, I'm a little low on hearts. I don't have to navigate the Turtle Rock Dark Room now. I can use it in Ganon's Tower. It felt great.
Yeah,
getting that lamp.
And there was, and you saw the hint in Swamp. That's where one of our armor upgrades started. We never found the other one, and we did get information that from you actually that the unique item was on the left side. We also never saw that. Argo never checked it. We were worried for a little while that was your bombos or the lamp, but it turns out it was neither. So, wonder what it could have been.
I mean, at this point, I think it's just either mushroom or powder. It's one of them because we know the location of every other unique item.
Yeah.
Boomerangs are considered unique, are they not?
Boomerangs? I don't think so, actually.
No.
I think red boomerang is not considered unique. That might be wrong. I haven't read the hint documentation in a while.
Yeah, I need to brush up on the more up-to-date ones.
I always read it and then immediately forget it when I need it in a seed, so...
Yeah. The book was somewhat useless. Just handed to you by the old man who somehow got it on the mountain.
Okay, yeah, I just checked. The boomerangs are considered unique.
Yeah, so one of them might have been back there. No boomerangs in the seed.
Argol picked up a blue boomerang somewhere. I don't remember where, honestly.
Okay. But, yeah, I thought I could have gone a little bit faster. I was actually really surprised to not see the big key on the right side of Ganon's Tower with the key layout the way that it was.
Yeah.
Like, normally my metric for, like, when I do the weird thing that I did in Ganon's Tower is if I do Hope Room and then get through Stalfos Room and have fewer than 4 keys. Normally I go right, and normally it pays off, and it didn't this time. I was kind of surprised, so I cleaned up a lot more of Ganon's Tower than I needed to. My execution there wasn't great. You know, I felt a Moldorm.
Yeah.
I used a potion before fighting Lamo when I was going to use the Fire Rod anyway because I was a little low on arrows. But I wasn't low on arrows because I actually picked up 10 in the previous room and I kind of forgot. So, I don't know, Ganon's Tower was kind of a mess.
Out of curiosity, you mentioned that you say like it pays off more to go to the right side, but from when I last read the logic, the randomizer room and compass room have the exact same key requirements. So why do you go over there and not just continue down to the higher chest density location?
Feeling. It's just the way that I do it.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think like having your unique strategy is like not a bad thing at all. Just because like the key is in one of 22 locations and it's nearly perfectly distributed. So okay, you just gotta pick something and go with it.
What I typically go for, actually, like one of my preferred things to do is, because normally you do have 4 keys before leaving Stalfos Room with normal distributions of keys. We'll just go to Rando Room and then mirror from Rando Room rather than fighting Armos. I feel like that hedges against... I like do that even if I get a key in Hope Room and instead of going right. I feel like that kind of hedges against, key being on the left side where there's actually more chests. And so if it's on the left side, which is more probable, you end up with it first. And if it was on the right side, you don't lose too much because you're not going all the way to Armos. So, like that's kind of... I can just have a unique way of looking at Ganon's Tower. I don't know if it helps or not, but I like it, so...
So, you were at a point in which you were only at 9 hearts green mail. Were you worried about Ganon dying to Ganon at any point?
Well, considering the end of my last race, yeah, I was actually really worried about dying, so...
Oh, what happened in the last race?
Oh, I died in the room before Aga 2.
Oof.
And then I had to redo Ganon's Tower and lost by a minute. It was pretty bad.
At least Moldorm gave you a very nice present to cap off the race.
Yeah, that was that extra heart was really nice because I think I would have died to a Ganon hug if it came to that. Though with like cape and everything, it wasn't that dangerous.
If you had 4 hearts, you wouldn't die to a Ganon direct contact hit.
And you
Because it deals 8.
Yeah, I think it was down a couple though, so it was good. I was glad to see it. I also had the 2 potions. Like the seed just gave you everything. It was really nice.
Yeah, we didn't see where what was on shuffle. Unfortunately, I missed that when we were when your items was going by. But a 138 and a sub 130 on this seed, you cannot be mad at the result there. This seed just literally flew by.
You know, it's kind of, you know, my nature to just always want more. Like I always just like see the bad. Like even though like I felt like I routed really well and my execution wasn't terrible, like I still felt like I was throwing by like executing poorly again his tower. That, you know, just because of the item layout, if he did everything perfect, that, you know, maybe he got the fire out a little sooner or something. And I would have been behind because of that. You know, I was kind of kicking myself at the little mistakes that I kept making, so.
Yeah, Urgle did pick up the Fire Rod a little bit earlier, but skipped Hookshot in Thieves Town until after Hera. So having the Hookshot earlier also give you some better routing opportunities.
Yeah. So, this is, of course, only just game 2 between you and Argel. You've won both your games thus far. Very slim odds that you'll make it, of course, given the fact you're now, what, 5 and 6 in
5 and 5.
your
I think 5 and 6 or 5 and 5. I don't remember.
I'm looking at it now. It's currently says 4 and 6, so probably it'd be 5 and 6 now.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, no, yeah. So I'm dead, but you know, I'm gonna finish out strong. Maybe try to steal a couple from the lane or something.
Yeah. So there is, of course, game 3 between you and Argel. It is decided by the bot. Has that already been decided, or are you still going to be just putting your vetoes in relatively soon?
We'll put our vetoes in when we decide the match. I'm gonna veto keys because I haven't won in keys yet. So, oh wait, no, I think, no, I won 1 game against Dr. Bob in keys, but every other game I played in keys I've lost. So,
Key Sanity is eh.
I'm so bad at it, like unreasonably bad at that mode.
No, if you ban Key Sanity, then you might have to play retro. Oh no.
Nothing wrong with retro. I mean, I also had a any sword required retro match in this tournament, which was not fun. I actually forfeited that one. All 3 other swords were locked behind the first sword, which was the any sword. So this tournament has been full of really, really interesting, neat seeds. You know, I've come out on the losing end of a lot of them, and I feel like, in addition to, you know, being out-executed a lot of the time, I've also had some pretty bad luck. But, you know, I'm having fun with it nonetheless, so.
Yeah. And that's really what it comes down to. I think, if I may be honest, I think this racing 15 times across 5 weeks is a little much. But, hey, there's a lot of varieties, and you can't really be mad about that.
Yeah, all of the seeds have had a really unique flavor. Like, it kind of spoke volumes that, you know, Argel kind of arranged this match with me earlier today. And he was like, yeah, we're just going to do a normal standard. And I'm like, wow, that sounds fun, actually. Because I've had so many crazy modes. Like, let's just do something normal.
Honestly, I think that a lot of the modes in Randomizer just kind of don't get used too often. Like after the Key Sanity tournament, like you don't see Key Sanity too much. You don't see retro like basically ever outside of this tournament, I think. And so I think showcasing all of these cool modes is one of the best things about this tournament, showing that it's not just one mode. It's not just like open randomized or standard randomized or whatever.
I wish we had entrance is the only thing. Like I just really wish we had entrance.
No, entrance is bad. make the other modes overworld glitches.
Oh man, I need to learn that one. I've been
I
saying that
mean-
I'd learn overworld glitches for about a year and I haven't. So
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to entrance being an added option for state or for variation in the brackets.
that would be great. That would be so, no, entrance is
Okay.
my favorite mode by far.
Expert entrance.
Oh,
Are you sure you want that?
That could
Probably
be
not.
really mean. Maybe throw in some Atomizer or something too. A little bit of
Yeah.
Ice Trinex.
Alright,
Ice Trinex on 3
Alright.
hearts for progression.
Cross keys, expert, Randomizer.
Yes. I want to play that right now. You game?
Oh,
whoa!
God.
Argel almost dashing off, but GG's to Argel, who has now
Yeah.
defeated Ganon.
GG's Argo. Well, I'm actually gonna go ahead and get to sleep. It's like midnight here, and I gotta start
Yeah.
getting ready for Thanksgiving stuff early in the morning. So,
Oh yeah, it is Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
now.
Thanksgiving.
all right.
Rest of
Well,
the States.
thank
Yeah,
you guys.
GG's.
Thank you, Kirito, for comms, and GG's to Argol as well. I'll let him, have his spotlight now. So,
Yes,
see
Kirito
y'all.
on comms. I think he's actually our tracker. But yes, GG, see you back in Varnish. Have a good night. We'll get
Yep,
to
later.
Argel here in a little bit.
yep, later, guys. Take care.
Argel's finishing time, by the way, was an official time of 1 hour, 40 minutes, 42 seconds.
And we will see if we can get Argol in for a interview.
Yeah, this I said it once, I'll say it again. Saving the seat was Darkroom Navigation. So one person knew it, one person did not, and it speaks volumes about the seat being like, what, 10 minutes faster? It can save you a lot of time knowing those rooms and not looking for that lamp.
Yeah, dark rooms are a very important skill in Randomizer, I think. Just because, if you can skip an item, you want to skip the item.
Yeah. And even just learning the basic ones like Eastern Palace and Palace of Darkness, it'd save you a lot of time. And we have Argo waiting in for us. Let's go ahead and pull them in, shall we? GG's and welcome, Argel. What a great race here.
Thanks.
I would dare say that you were held back a fair bit by the lamp.
Yeah, the lamp.
You're not too comfortable with dark rooms, are you?
Just the other ones I can do, but I had no reason to do them because I was looking for the lamp.
Yeah. Well, the lamp ended up being Turtle Rock. And you got it
Yeah.
just couple minutes after Maximum Barnage, but the difference was Maximum Barnage was on. Well, that was Maximum Barnage's last dungeon, and he was well into go mode after finding Bombos.
Yeah, I imagine when I saw that he finished sub 130, I imagine it
Yeah.
had to be it.
So here's the question I pose to you. You knew there was armor in the big chest of Swamp, and what you didn't know was actually there was a unique item, which we found out by proclamation that has to be the either boomerang, the mushroom, or the powder. You didn't go back for that blue mail, did you?
I didn't understand the question. There was a unique item in the left side.
Yes, we found that hint. Ironically, after the Dark Rooms of Agate 1, Barnage checked it.
Ah, yeah.
And the hint
I decided.
and the hint in the front of Swan told you that the big chest had armor.
Yeah, but I hadn't the big key when I was there, and when there's only one item in left side, I usually skip it. So
That's
decided to not go there.
That's fair. You did find the big key though along the way to the back.
Yeah,
That was,
yeah,
I
but
think, the waterfall room. But yeah,
Yeah.
you for what you did really well. You kept up pretty well the Maximum Barnage, but he did what with him being able to do Aga 1 without the lamp and without the fire rod even, it just spoke leaps and bounds to the level of execution between you two. Which is not to say you're bad, it's just...
Yeah.
It speaks to you learning those dark rooms. And the hookshot also being in Thieves Town, he grabbed that relatively early. You actually got the fire rod though.
Yeah, in fact, I started playing this game, like, seriously, for less than 1 year, so there's a lot of stuff that I have to learn yet. Still.
You put on a great show today, and this seat was actually very kind to you. Just 10 minutes in, seat's wide open.
Yeah, but the lamp was very hidden.
Yeah, that was the one curveball this entire seat threw at you. Well, maybe also maybe also the big key, because Varnish actually went full right first.
Yeah, I saw him talking that in the interview. But for me, the biggest problem, I guess, was Bomble's location, because I didn't want to go there before I had the bow.
Yeah. Yeah, that sometimes trips you up. But hey, GG's to you, Argel, and GG's to Max Barnes, the winner of our race here. We did talk about Game 3 here, so what mode are you going? What rule are you going to veto for your Game 3 with Barnage?
I'm thinking about vetoing inverted mode or swordless. Didn't decide it yet.
Yeah, those are good choices. Inverted is really tough. Swordless is also a pretty tough mode, so
yeah.
Definitely. I think those are pretty common vetoes.
Yeah, I have a very big problem with drink without a sword, so that's why I may veto it.
Yeah. Well, like I said, GG's to you, GG's and Max Barnes winning. Make sure to follow both of them here on Twitch. They put on a pretty good tonight. Also, make sure to follow my co-comp Espeon and our tracker Kirito. And don't forget, we're on Speed Gaming too. Make sure to follow Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6. And if you like listening to German, Spanish, or French commentary because it's the language of your choice, we do offer restreams in those languages for you as well. And if we have some extra space, we also fit some of these races on a Link to the Past randomizers 1 through 5, so make sure to give them a follow there as well. But that's going to do it for us here. Then I believe we are the last race of the night. Let me just double check that. Yes, we are. So next race we will have is tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. here on Speed Gaming 2. We will have Hassel versus Area. And, oh boy, that one's a doubleheader. So, that'll be fun. And then at 11:20 a.m., another doubleheader in the name of TT versus Rywek. The modes will be, of course, variations. And if you have some time before you leave for your Thanksgiving dinner, there is one more race, a couple more races across the day. But yes, it's time for us to part here, folks. So from all of us here at Link to Vast Randomizer, I have been Wolflink0270, and we shall see you all next time. And thank you for watching. Have a good night, everyone.
Goodbye.
Good night. Good night, everyone.